But Stephanie Miller.
It is the Stephanie Miller Show, full of helpers. Brian in Oklahoma knows what the orange powder was that the teachers threw on kid puke when we were in grade school. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Steph. Hi, Mooks.
Hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
The orange Parmesan cheese stuff is an emulsifier that pulls the liquid out of the mess and turns it into kind of a crusty substance that you can scoop up pretty easily.
Eat up breakfast, everybody.
Do what?
I said, eat up breakfast, everybody.
There you go. There you go.
Why did it smell like Parmesan cheese? That's my only question.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a Buffalo thing.
That's the way the chemical looks. I don't know why.
Oh, I see. Maybe, it's the way it interacted. Maybe it's because it was mostly chicken wings that Buffalo children were ingesting. So maybe somehow...
Chicken wings and blue cheese dressing.
It's already orange.
Or beef on weck. Maybe that's why. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Or Niagara ice wine.
Yeah, that'll make it puke.
Lake Niagara wine.
Whatever.
It wasn't ice wine. It's Lake Niagara wine. It was my favorite.
Was it really?
Oh, look. Oh, speaking of helpers and saving money on the Sexy Liberal Tour, Kevin in Chicago, a helper.
Okay.
Steph and the Mooks, like Tommy suggested, I have a place where you all can stay when you're here in Chicago. I've got dibs on a semi-rat-infested cubbyhole on Lower Wacker, only a block from the Chicago Theater.
Hey,
I'll kick out a couple of my drinking buddies and make room for you. No shower available, but jumping distance to the Chicago River to clean up. Let me know if you're interested.
Sounds great.
Especially since it's only going to be in the 40s on Saturday.
What is going on in Chicago? It's going through menopause. It was like 70-something yesterday.
Well, that's springtime in Chicago.
I did the Google. I was like, 76, this is awesome. And then it was like Saturday, 40. What?
Yeah. It's like a high of 41 or something.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds about right for...
It's menopausal. It's spring in Chicago.
Yeah.
All right. So we were talking about, that was also a good suggestion, having you two riding the wheel well. So that is exciting. Although we might have to hire a lawyer. There's charges. I'm not really sure.
You know,
we'll see.
In case we die or something.
We were in the wheel well. There'd be no room for the wheel.
That's true. You two are,
sturdy.
Right. All right. The Maui Airport spokeswoman talking about the stowaway.
Spokesman.
Right.
He was weak. He hung from the wheel well, and then he fell to the ground and regained some strength and stood up and started walking to the front of the aircraft.
Oh, my God. Wouldn't you if you were like a runway worker? Like,
What
Go ahead. Dig.
What? I gotta quit drinking. What? I did not just say that.
The San Jose Airport spokeswoman.
It is possible to scale an airport perimeter fence line, especially under cover of darkness.
Good to know.
And remain undetected.
Oh, good to know, terrorists. Wink. Wow.
Here's how you do it.
Yeah.
Hey, here's how you would do it.
When did that
I wait till nighttime.
And why aren't perimeters of airports secured?
Yeah.
That's horrifying.
That seemed unwise to phrase that like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it is possible. I'm just saying. Not that I'm sure anyone would ever want to do it for nefarious purposes. No. However.
And here's a fake ID
I wait
in case someone
dark.
tries to stop you.
Wow.
Wait until dark?
Yeah. Well, no, because that was the first thing you thought of is, thank God this ended okay and he's all right. But
Yeah.
you think security-wise, like, anybody could...
It's a nightmare.
Right. Just saying. I guess I'm hoping I'm not. Now I'm being a terrorist helper. I'm just saying somebody could just stick a bomb in there or whatever. How can you get on a runway without anybody?
You can't walk through the terminal without someone like scanning you
or
taking naked
tackling
pictures
you or
of you.
something.
Yeah, she's just like, just scale a fence when it's dark.
Yeah.
What?
Don't go through security.
Yeah, that's all. You gotta take your shoes
off.
You don't take your shoes off when you scale the fence.
And you can carry liquids in bottles as big as you want.
You could carry a whole Sparklets bottle with you.
Don't you hate that when you have to give up your water and you just bought it? Just go through the fence. Okay. Wow.
Huh.
So, that happened. And, we didn't let it.
No.
Somebody did.
Yeah.
Looking at you, San Jose. All right. Meanwhile, in other tragic transportation news, wow, this ferry crew...
Oh, yeah.
Yikes. This gets worse and worse. Prosecutors are considering charges of accidental homicide against the captain, the third mate, and the helmsman of last week's doomed South Korean ferry. At least 80 people confirmed dead in the tragedy, 222 others still missing. And, so this death count is obviously going
And there are a bunch of
rise
people
a lot.
in that air pocket
Yeah.
and couldn't get anyone to help them.
Yeah. The captain initially told passengers to stay in their rooms and waited more than a half an hour to issue an evacuation order as the ferry sank. But then the ship had tilted so much it believed that many of the missing could not escape. Video showed that he was among the first people rescued.
Oh. How about that?
Some of his
That's
crew said he had been hurt, but a doctor who treated him said he had only light injuries. Wow, this has happened a couple of times, right? What's the old saying? The captain goes down with his ship?
Yeah. Computer says no.
Not so much lately. They sometimes are the first to skedaddle.
The captain skedaddles and lets everyone else die.
Right.
Yeah. Like that, the Italian ship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Costa Concordia, was that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you, this Concordia.
The South Korean president said that the captain and some crew members of the sunken ferry committed unforgivable murderous behavior by telling passengers to stay put while giving themselves opportunities to escape. You said yesterday there's some reports that they were on walkie-talkies talking to each other about how to get out of there.
Right.
The person that actually was at the helm is a relative rookie shipmate with just over a year of experience. We talked about this yesterday. But the captain reportedly left her in charge of a tricky route while he took a break. So that seemed to be the first, thing he did wrong. Lee has said he waited to issue an evacuation order because the current was strong, the water was cold, and passengers could have drifted away before help arrived. But maritime experts said he could have ordered passengers to the deck where they would have had a greater chance of survival without telling them to abandon ship. I was reading some of the ship-to-shore communication, and they were saying, like, what can you come now? How soon can you rescue? Like, if we tell the passengers to, and I think what they were saying was, we'll put them in life vests. Like, don't, have them just, jump into the sea. But they were saying, and then they were saying a helicopter can come. It can be there in 10 minutes. But the person said there's too many passengers. The helicopter isn't going to be sufficient. And so, but I guess it's all hindsight now. But boy, it sure doesn't look good for the. For the crew and the captain. Okay, so that's that. Right. Meanwhile, back to World War III, everybody. Great. Hey, look alive. World War III, everybody. The vice president in Ukraine to show support as tensions rise. To push for urgent implementation of the international agreement and trying to de-escalate tensions over there. The U.S. has said it will decide within days, not weeks, whether Russia is abiding by the accord.
Right.
Why? Well, let's ask Putin to ask Putin, or Snowden to ask Putin if he's telling the truth or not.
Snowden has walked back his comments.
He said that might have been an error?
Might have been
of some
an error.
Sort? Anything else he would like to rethink? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. Jay Carney.
Well, first of all, they signed the agreement, and
the Russians.
They have committed themselves by signing to use their influence to stabilize the situation in Ukraine.
Yeah, have you seen the Green Men? The Green Men are calling them, or showing up.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, the mysteriously well-armed professional gunmen known as Green Men.
As opposed to Green Army Men.
Right.
So the
or Blue Men.
There.
Right.
Right.
No. Or Blue Men, like in what movie am I thinking of? Avatar.
Or Blue Man Group.
Right, or Blue Man Group. No, these are Green Men because they're in green. They have seized Ukrainian government sites in town after town, igniting a brush fire of separatist unrest across eastern Ukraine. Strenuous denials from the Kremlin have closely followed each accusation by Ukrainian officials that the world is witnessing a stealthy invasion by Russian forces. Well, if Putin says niet, that's what's not to trust. He also said they have no surveillance state of any kind. He told his friend Snowden that. There's nothing. No.
It's not true.
They don't do that in Russia.
No.
They don't have surveillance. Or green.
We used
or
to
green
in
Army
good
men.
old days.
Yeah.
There's a KGB.
Now, photographs and descriptions from eastern Ukraine endorsed by the Obama administration on Sunday suggest that many of the Green Men are indeed Russian military and intelligence forces equipped in the same fashion as Russian special operations troops involved in annexing the Crimea.
Spetsnaz.
Pardon me.
Sounds like Spätzle a little bit.
Some of the men photographed in Ukraine have been identified in other photos clearly taken among Russian troops in other settings. They're not green screening the Green Men. The Green Men are actually...
Well, when you green screen Green Men, they disappear.
Right.
Kind of like a weatherman that wears a green tie accidentally one day.
Right. I've done that before. I made the mistake of wearing bright green when we were doing green screen and you were just a floating head.
Pashmina?
No, not the... Green never ends well for me.
No, it doesn't.
Okay,
Avoid
Jay Carney.
If progress is not made in coming days, we will impose further costs.
Okay, then.
All right.
And the Carney one more time.
We don't have any doubt about the connection there, and I think that the photographs that are reported on today simply reaffirm that.
Yeah, the connection between the Green Men and
the
Russia.
Green Men.
Yeah, suppose there's a connection?
Yeah, especially laying down green guy.
Or leg melted with a magnifying glass guy.
Did you see that's what those stupid Bundy militiamen look like? Did you see them? They're like lying on their stomach. It's like snipers aiming at government troops.
Aiming their
very smart.
automatic weapons at U.S. Marshals.
Yeah. Yes.
Huh.
Yes. And if the government had decided to fight back, as Rude said yesterday, you would be paced.
And Sean Hannity is encouraging behavior like that.
Yeah.
Isn't Sean Hannity engaged in sedition?
Yes.
He's doing that?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I said, Newsbusters. Sean Hannity is engaged in sedition. Look to camera. Okay. The Russian ambassador, and you don't think I'm going to try that, do you?
Sergei Kislyak.
Yeah.
As far as I understand, the checkpoint was manned by people who didn't have arms. So they were attacked by people who are representative of the outright movement in the Ukrainian